Okay, I don't usually get too excited for games that have pretty much come out of the blue. I kept my cool and am still very cautious in regards to the day before, but today we're talking about a game called Rooted, and this is being built on Unreal Engine 5, and holy damn, it's looking exciting. So as you can see, over 97% of you that watch my videos aren't subscribed, and of course that is fine. But if you do enjoy my content, and more importantly survival or open world games, maybe consider sticking around and subscribing. But with that being said, let's jump straight into this video. Okay, so what exactly is Rooted, and why have I compared it to the day before? Well, Rooted is described as the following. In this multiplayer survival game, explore an ancient, rooted world full of dangers. Craft, hunt, build, and try and survive alone or with your friends in an evolving and fascinating environment powered by Unreal Engine 5. And yeah, I mentioned briefly about games sort of coming out of the blue. This really did. The past week or the week before that, it just blew up. It was all over Reddit. I remember it also being on my For You page on TikTok. By the way, I have a TikTok. Follow the link in the description. And it really caught me by surprise. But yeah, moving on from that. Like many of these survival games I come across, I already have mentioned, I found this one on Reddit and within the Unreal Engine 5 subreddit actually. And yeah, it was just blowing up. The video you see on the screen is actually the first one I saw. And I do just want to talk about this video in particular. So where I get most excited for survival games is usually the world. I'm a massive fool for an overgrown, post-apocalyptic world where society has collapsed and there's nothing but you, the enemy, whether that's zombies, the elements and wildlife, or just trying to survive via your own tools. That's where my passion in survival games is. Now one game in particular I remember getting extremely hyped for because of the world was a game called War Z. But yeah, that has since gone through many name changes and, in air quotes here, difficulties. And well, the game really didn't live up to the hype, or at least my hype. Now if this game can have a world as beautiful as it is teasing, and I guess to some level similar to that of Last of Us, but massively open world, I could well be looking at my dream survival game. But with that being said, I'm trying to stay rooted. One thing that doesn't help that is in the latest blog post on their Steam store, and they mentioned that Rooted is being created with real inspiration from The Last of Us, Scum, DayZ, and other titles. All three of those games have incredible worlds. Scum probably the least of the three, but it's not really a competition here. So yeah, moving on to some of the details of the game and its features, starting with the multiplayer. Rooted offers you to evolve both in single and multiplayer. Your friends can join you and evolve with you. You'll be able to share your camp, your resources, explore together and use game mechanics created by your allies. The developers also go on to say that they want both the single player and multiplayer to offer the same rich experience. Now the way this is worded kinda sounds like how the Division's multiplayer works. You have your own world, and if somebody joins you and progress is made, that will stay true to your world. For example, if you complete a mission in the Division with your friend helping, that mission will stay completed when they leave and go back to their world. Now although I've only just touched the surface with this game, there's going to be a question that a lot of you are already asking, and how far in development is this game? Because these games that sort of just turn up out of nowhere use some incredible footage, and with how game announcements work nowadays, you kind of think, okay, so they've got loads of footage, this incredible world already in the background, it must be ready to drop. This question has already been answered. Rooted is still in the early stages of development, and they're currently working on the gameplay mechanics and what you've seen in the video, albeit they're very short videos. You may have already seen it in this video, but there is one video in particular where the character is walking through this incredible overgrown world. Well, you have to stop focusing on that for a minute and just take a look at the backpack, as the backpack is going to play a huge part in this game. and I quote, "The backpack physics scene allows us to emphasize the interaction with the backpack, which allows us to attach inventory items such as tools, weapons, or various weapons you find in buildings and want to keep for customizing your bag. Customization is at the heart of the game." Now, I really like this. A lot of survival games are about carrying loot, and probably too much of it in my case, and your bag is just seen as a way to aid you in that and not really much else more. Whereas Rooted seems to highlight the importance of that and making the bag a unique item to you with its customization. And like I said, this is just a very nice touch, and I'm sure when you do have your friends in your world or vice versa, you're going to instantly be able to see what they've done in the game, maybe where they've been, just via the tools and the customization they have on their backpack. So the next video you would have seen is a beautiful weather changing scene in real-time rendering. The same can be said for the day and night cycle video. This really seems to be showing off the power of Unreal Engine 5 and what we can expect from games in the future, but also, in my keen interest, how far survival games are going to be pushed. We can also see small things that really make a difference. Looping back to that weather changing scene video I spoke about, as soon as the snow rolls in, the character crosses their arms and shivers slightly. Something you may think is actually really small, but I promise you this does huge amounts for immersion, and it's probably something you'll only really feel once you're playing the game. Alright, so unfortunately this is another game that is coming to PC first, so if you're a console fan, yeah, I'm sorry. But this is what is said about the PC version and a potential future release to consoles. At this stage of development, we are focused on the PC version of the game, and you can add it to your wish lists right now. I've done it, why don't you do it? We would love to share the Rooted experience on consoles, and we'll come back to this point much later in the progress of our project. So console players, hang in there. Hopefully this does arrive on consoles, albeit even if it is the latest generation of consoles. We're talking PS5, Xbox Series X and S. So yeah, that's about it for this video. I've covered as much as I can about Rooted. And like I said, this is still a game that is very early in the stages of development. And right now there is no sign or even a hint of when it's releasing. So I suggest you stick around on my channel to stay up to date with this game Rooted and many, many more survival games. You can do that by subscribing and having that bell notification ticked so you don't miss a future upload. With that being said, take care. Hopefully I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.